Welcome to today's channel. Israeli drones saved thousands of soldiers. Israeli army captured a strategic base in southern Gaza. Israeli operations in the Southern Gaza region, where important developments have been taking place since last night, continue unabated. The Israeli Defense Forces published footage of drone strikes against Hamas militants in the Yunus region. According to the IDF, agents and militants carrying RPG among them suddenly appeared from the tunnel under the building, and the drones noticed the situation and neutralized it. At that time, Israeli tanks entered the area and were advancing once again, raising the importance of drones. Heavy clashes between Hamas and Israel in the southern Gaza Strip have continued since this morning. 98th Division entered South Gaza. Air-supported operations gained momentum in another statement published by the IDF. It was reported that airstrikes were carried out on dozens of enemy targets. In the images, our team shares with you the footage of the Israeli army's operations on the detected buildings. By examining them impartially and meticulously, Israel keeps moving forward at a full gallop. The position the troops arrived at yesterday was not their final destination. A wall is quickly going up around Gaza's southern half in a mad dash for safety. Terrorists are descending into lower places. The leaders of Hamas are dazed and confused. A second command tunnel has also been discovered in the middle of Gaza. There has been a rapid influx of soldiers into this newly discovered tunnel. The soldiers are establishing links miles below the surface. There will be nowhere for Hamas to cling to if this region falls. If you're ready, let's take a look at the latest news using maps and actual photographs. Right off the bat, we have news from the Gaza Strip. Now we know where Hamas's second big command tunnel is. As is customary, to the right of the port in the medical building was the first tunnel. Numerous ammunition stockpiles and the terrorist control center are housed in the tunnel that descends. 40 Israeli special forces were able to seize complete control of the area after entering this tunnel. High-ranking terrorists were rumored to have visited the tunnels. Thus, the Israelis have destroyed the major terrorist hub in this area. It is the Israelis' intention to fall today. Another conduit for commands under the health building on the right. They found a structure that looked a lot like the original tunnels. All over this location you can find tunnels that stretch for kilometers underneath the health building. The terrorists set up a second headquarters since they did not think Israel would come this far. Today, work commenced on the upper and middle sections of the road in order to reach the rear of the building. Israeli tanks began to advance from the upper section of the road. The terrorists anticipated the tanks crossing to the opposite side and advance in the buildings beyond the road. They waited in order to maintain a clear view of the road. They put a cannon strategically between the buildings. They attacked Israeli tanks with this gun and homemade missiles. When faced with powerful cannonballs, tanks typically have little chance of survival. Their defenses are vulnerable to artillery shells and tank rockets, but since Hamas runs out of ammunition, they fire their improvised missiles in order to breach the tanks. These makeshift missiles lack the necessary force. The tanks did a good job of deflecting some rockets and stopping others with their armor. The assault failed miserably. The tanks maneuvered in the same direction as the terrorists' gunfire, which shattered the whole defense line. They are currently making progress through the structures over there on the left. This onslaught somewhat hampered Israel's strategy. The plan all along was for the tanks to make it around to the rear of the medical facility and then cross. The armored vehicles had to wait since the counterattack was so quick. It appears that a few more days will be required to create the siege. Roaring fights erupted across from the medical tower. The tunnel networks under the road are supposedly the sites of these conflicts. The building serves as the hub for separate underground networks. Consequently, the designated areas have witnessed the beginning of conflicts. Special troops have completed the first incursions. Soldiers will follow unmanned vehicles along the tunnel lines. Now we may wait for the command tunnel to collapse in this region. The south is the source of our second report. Israel had reached the main road yesterday. If you remember, moving along it, the tanks quickly reached the main road. We are still in the midst of gaining control of the back areas. Today, reinforcements like bulldozers and armored vehicles are being sent to the major road to assist the tanks that have advanced there. The initial bulldozers have likely arrived at the main road since Israeli tanks have made some progress by crossing over to the opposite side of the road. They have moved ahead a little on the main road. As you can see, with the outpost deserted, they decided to move the checkpoint to the other side of the road. This allows them to keep a close eye on any potential terrorist threat from a great distance. Furthermore, Israeli forces have begun to push forward from the lower sections of this region in order to survey the area around the route. They have advanced. As you can see on the map, the situation with Hamas was somewhat volatile up to this moment. In their attempt at a surprise strike on Israel, the terrorists encountered approaching tanks. The terrorists and Israeli tanks caught each other off guard. The Israeli tanks swiftly vanquished the terrorists without pausing. The advance keeps going. We return to the Gaza Strip for our third report. The Israeli army has advanced to the Jabalin border along the left-hand main road. Our earlier reference to kilometers of progress was not in just multiple regions are seeing simultaneous marches of soldiers. Israel has set up checkpoints and taken control of hundreds of structures in the area under observation. The entire territory encircles the Beit Lahia region. There are still a lot of terrorists inside. According to Israel, they hope that the surviving terrorists will be able to escape from this location by opening a passage. Terrorists will have an easier time seizing control of the region after they flee. They are determined to avoid casualties caused by luring tactics. Lahia, India. We can now state that the decision was rational. Coming up next, we have news from the Khan Yunis area. Even after the fighting ended, Israeli forces are still looking for the leaders who took refuge in this city. A number of important commanders took refuge in the Khan Yunis area. Their goal is to bring Hamas back to life. Right here, Israeli warplanes are actively intervening to stop this. Those in positions of power have flocked to homes in the city's lowest neighborhoods under minage. You can make out the tunnel. Israeli planes aim for the buildings marked on this stretch. Hamas has likely lost another top figure due to today's operation. Intelligence agencies identify the buildings that will be attacked proactively. Intelligence agencies typically find key Hamas-related items within the house to avoid giving the impression that it is losing power. Hamas does not declare the deaths of its leaders. However, another powerful figure has been deposed today. Then in the Khan Yunis area you can find the governor's mansion. It served as a most storage for Hamas. As we indicated in our earlier recordings, its structure is strong because it is an official building. Israeli jets hit this building twice. Bomber bust bombs decimated most of the structure. Very little is still standing, but in the part of the building that is still standing, Hamas is looking for something. There were terrorists skulking about the debris and atop the building. According to intelligence, the intelligence community learned that the search was for a vital item that terrorists must not have. As a result, Israeli warplanes scrambled to destroy the governor's mansion. Israeli forces neutralized terrorists searching the structure and its debris. Once more, Israel is taking all necessary measures to ensure that Hamas does not become stronger. We will soon be approaching the border with Lebanon. Drones were king today. Terrorists launched assaults from the Golan Heights near the border at the crack of dawn. They used anti-tank missiles in an effort to hit Israeli settlements. The Golan Heights and the Kiryat region both launched missile strikes in quick succession. Israel sent reconnaissance drones to the region after the first strike to look for survivors. They located and tracked terrorists approaching the border. Finding out where the terrorists came from was the major objective. They followed the terrorists to the left-hand villages and made mental notes of every home they entered. In this location you can make out the targeted structures. Drones made all of this possible. Drones took out a significant number of terrorists. Drones from Israel also spotted cars on the main thoroughfare. As it turned out, these cars were transporting members of Hezbollah security forces. Neutralized terrorists pushing towards the border in an operation along main road. It is quite probable that they possessed anti-tank missiles. Nevertheless, they were unsuccessful in their assault. Israeli drones were out in full force today protecting the border in the days ahead. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.